That's kind of
Ended
rough.
early.
Facing okay. Close is fine. Alrighty then. So right away, white is saying, I'm good at reduction. Because we're about to give away a lot of influence, probably in Sente to our opponent. So, like, all of this area is about to get tied together with one move. And then we have to invade that because we're taking small amounts of points on the bottom side of the board. It's not impossible, but it's harder than you think. He's taking Sente, took the point, and now we're trying to reduce. Now, here's the thing. Even if we live here, we're going to be sad. How does black play? Yep, and then connect? Nope. So let's say black connects here. Black just made 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of territory line by line. Let's say we didn't 3-3 and black got an enclosure. That's 3 lines of territory line by line. Not that one. And there's still an invasion point. So it stands to reason black is actually going to make more territory this way than this way. So you have to be very, very careful about these 3-3 invasions. If you're at all unsure about your reduction capability, I would not do them. White is 3Q. Okay, white.
I think
White thinks
Jaden
he's okay.
follows the AI a lot, so AI does a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things, so he experiments with that.
AI has got like thousands of variations per move to know the timing and the exact shape of everything, though. We do not. But yeah, right here, connect, and I would bet on black because white needs a base and white needs to come out. And I just don't know how it's going to happen while simultaneously preventing white from getting this move and taken advantage of. Because if black gets this move and gets to follow up here later on, like how large is this set of 4 going to grow? Because like we're kind of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now. Is it going to go to 7? Is this group over here going to stay weak? A lot of questions, a lot of questions.
So maybe instead of C10, there was a better way to reduce that.
Well, therein lies the problem. No matter what you play, you're going to have a weak group. That's just expected, and even the AI plays it as well. Like in AI, we'll play here. It can't get a base, but it can attack. Pros sometimes play here as a result to make that harder to invade and force the invasion on this side. But yeah, you're gonna invade. You're going to have a weak group. It's gonna have to run, and if you're not comfortable with that, you're gonna lose. Like it's gonna be bad. Part of the reason why I first got to 8 Dan, and I've been saying this constantly, is because people were playing this kind of crap against me at 7 Dan. And even at 7 Dan, they were struggling and sometimes flat out dying in the attempt to live here. So it's really a lot harder than you give it credit for, than like people get it credit for. Here, though, we just want to connect. Keep yourself nice and strong. If your opponent has to keep wiggling against you, it's game. Because this is just growing out of control. Here, white has a reprieve. White can maybe go and grab like life in Sente and then play a big move. That would be the dream right now for white. Or we could cost cut. All right, save your stone. Good. Kill him. Nope, just extend. Living here is going to be so tough. Like he's going to do what? Here, into this, followed by this one? That's technically alive, but oh man, it's living with just 2, 4 points. At that point, the hardest thing you're going to have to learn here is you don't want to actually acknowledge the existence of these 2 stones if the game continues. Like our cutting point's defended. We would probably lean here and just try and swallow these 2 stones globally. If our opponent plays here, we're just going to keep extending, and we're going to keep extending, because now we've got influence across literally the entire board, And even a 1-point jump isn't going to save that. White's going to have to go back here over and over and over again and keep adding to this group. And while White's doing that, what White is not doing is creating any new groups elsewhere, because if he does, that's 2 weak groups. You split and one of them dies. That's the danger of influence on this kind of scale. Not immediately clash against it and trying to kill it. Just ignore it and keep building. So we played here. Good. You can Hana here. Nope. Okay. Where to? This one? This is fine. He's alive. We can't kill. We can play this one.
Right.
But is alive with 2, 3, 4 points. As expected. Not bad.
But black.
As for White, it's hard to... As for White, it's really hard to review for White right now. All I would say is... Coming out is the only thing we can really do here, and the only thing I can even imagine doing that is this one, which means this stone dies and we're sad still. It's tough. It's by far tough. It's not an easy style to do if we're playing this way. All right, I can see the danger here, but we don't have to worry about being cut apart here, interestingly enough, because if our opponent plays here, we can in emergency play this one. And you might say, but what if they kill our stone? To which I would ask, yeah, maybe. Could happen. But then the outside's in trouble again. So I'm not terribly concerned. Or if you, I don't know, like reading, technically the drop down doesn't work because we can, you know, go and play that still. But even worst case scenario, we're fine with it. Yeah, here's where it gets troubling because we're working against our opponent's stones now locally to live in an area we're already alive in. Like right now, the proper way to live this is to play this one. Because as I mentioned, your opponent has to play here, into here, into here. And now because we have 5, now that works even less. Because I mean, how do you disconnect that? Like not that way. That's just not really doing a lot. All right, that's alive. Play don't defend. Ouch. Again, same thing, we play here, because if our opponent plays here, who cares? They take? Okay. Just don't do this one, because maybe there's like some kind of thing here now. There isn't, but maybe there is. So instead, we would play like just this one, and we're fine. Good. Good. Good defense. Now, White has given you 2 groups to attack. Also, White, just FYI, we super need to get out of here right now. We can kind of consider this a mixed success. We gave some influence away, but we're kind of taking it away right now. As long as we're out, we should be happy. And then later on, after we're strong, we can proceed to maybe then go after this group. Doing it right now is an invitation to die. Because what Black's going to notice immediately... Okay, this is just going to die. But what Black's going to notice is if you get Sente, we like play here, and it's something like here, and now all of these stones are about to get surrounded because all we redid is just begin surrounding the next group, and it's in trouble. As it stands, this... Yeah, oh, good. Yeah, this is dead. Oh... was dead. It should die, I believe. I don't believe anymore. I don't believe. So all I need to do is just play this one. Because where is he going to go?
Right.
He's going to cut you? Okay. Ladder this way or Atari this way. Either way is dead. So yeah, there's that. If you wanted to, you could also play this one technically. Because if they extend, you can go and also cut this way. So yeah, a lot of ways to just kill the white stones here. But yeah, here you got a little bit bamboozled. This is better because there's nothing there.
Mhm.
This. There we go. This is a shape where we really don't want to make for a lot of reasons. One, it leaves this behind for later or immediately. That's fine too. Yeah, you're right. Immediately because he has to live. It also leaves like things like this behind. It's a lot of really bad odds. If we can avoid playing Tiger Mouth, we kind of want to. If the salad move here is also available. But yeah, here you can see white just kind of pushing around. That shouldn't work? Question mark? Yeah, that shouldn't work. Oh, going to get all fancy while capturing it, are we? Yes, I know what a net is. Okay. That's good. This is fine, but completely not necessary. Just play here. He's trying to live. That's fantastic. Notice the influence and notice you weren't responded to on the upper right-hand side of the board because white's been too busy this game. So just get Sente, re-attack.
Yep.
Your opponent is ignoring you. Fine Sente, follow up. Even if it means taking like a little bit of a loss locally, if the follow-up move is, if you think it's good, if you think it's strong, go do it. Okay. Oh, really? Okay, I thought it was good for the other one. Okay, yeah. All right, making sure you're not dead. Okay, yeah. What levels here? 7 and 3? I shouldn't show this, but it's cute, so I'm going to. This is adorable. Because he has to play here into here. Now, this could die, but you're now live in the corner again. So this group is now nice and safe and secure.
Right.
And if white says, no, don't do that, then you're not surrounded. And the attack continues. And we see that simply because we know that one small knight can get cut. So here we have 2 small knights. So that can get doubly cut. Oh, this game ends soon. Oh, yeah, because that one. Yeah.
Game over.
Yep. I mean, if I was white, technically, I'd be like, just one last move. Like, you know that you need another move here, right? But yeah, sure. Time to definitely resign, especially because this is Sente.
I made it too complicated for myself.
Are you white?
Yeah.
In this game?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the thing is, like, as I was saying at the beginning of the game, like the 3/3 into reduction is going to give you a weak group where you're going to be running for a lot of the game. Even in pro games, it's just what happens. Technically speaking, I think this is the answer, but I think it should come later after an enclosure. Give yourself some territory, and then yeah, you're deep invading no matter how you play it. The dream for white here is to get black to over commit to just this side while we're picking up territory in like the corners and stuff, and like maybe getting the awesome follow-up here before black does. Then yeah, that's usually how this kind of thing goes down.
Do you think capping on F10, I guess certainly not now, but eventually
maybe later.
Yeah.
Maybe later. It really depends on how the right goes. If white gets some influence, then yeah, any kind of capping move is probably fine. Though I might shoulder it instead, depending on which
where the influence is.
Yeah, depending on where I'm growing the top half or the bottom half of the board. And yeah, and then prioritizing this like as soon as humanly possible. Oh, and when you're prioritizing this, don't get tempted into playing here because it just leaves more Aji behind. with a whole bunch of cut points and whatnot now.
So would you prefer black here? I mean, not here, if you take away the numbered stones. After I play...
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it, because,
Sure.
I mean, even at 7 and 8 down, I play this variation still. I don't care. They do this, and then they hit here, and then I just ignore them and keep building.
Okay.
Because the key to this is not overreacting to the fact that your opponent just made like 7 or 8 points.
Right.
Because you can definitely make that. Like, even if you do want to answer this locally and immediately,
Would you answer
you're
there,
getting
or,
you're going to get more than 8 points here.
Right.
Yeah, but I would answer in this situation. I would answer on D12 instead. To kind
It's
of
tempting, but unfortunately, that's really what they want, because one of the next things they're going to do is they're like going to try to pull out this one. You're never going to connect that, but if you do, then they're kind of making you heavy and attacking this wall.
I was going with the logic that that's thickness, but because of
Yeah,
that,
you push towards thickness.
it's
Yep.
not really.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the things that have really suffered over the last like year or two with the rise of AI play is, yeah, usually we taught push towards thickness. But now it's like, no, just get your freaking points by any means necessary, because you don't really want this branch where all of your territory is now in the upper left-hand corner. If white equals that, they win.
I see.
If you play here, it's okay. Just make sure you do not connect against 10. 10 is a scam. Because they don't actually want to play this way. That's suicide.
I see.
So that's why when he attacked at the 3/3 point, I played E4 so I could get Sente to go
Sente on wall, yep.
to D10.
It's
Yeah.
also why a lot of pros are playing this variation into this one, because it's harder to peep that from like a third line stone. Like the connection's just really not there.
And would you go D10 or C10?
Definitely D. If you
D10,
play
okay.
C, you get shoulder hit.
Yep.
Third line stone gets kept low, and then sadness ensues.
Just to reduce.
And what do you think of the C16, F16 opening?
Yeah, so there is an evolution of enclosures here. If we play the small knight, we know that we're gonna get shoulder hit here at some point. And modern theory right now is if we get shoulder hit, we have to ignore an approach because this can grow too quickly for the territory we have in the corner. But that's playable. It's not bad, it's playable. It's just, is that the game you want to play? There's the small knight, large knight. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get hit here. And that means that we're gonna go ahead and play this one. And that's either gonna go into this one or into this one, which is become all the rage nowadays. And if you want to play that, cool. And if you don't want the opponent getting like outside stuff off your enclosure, then hello to space extension. The downside of that, however, it's not territory and it can be invaded. So you just pick your poison.
But given this setup, I would think that you're not
they're all
playing
fine.
for territory at this point anyway, right?
They're all fine. It's just completely up to how you want the game to possibly continue. Like you might not see any of the variations I just showed, but those are the most common continuations. So we should play assuming the most common continuations. So whichever ones that you're willing to play in the game, like maybe you've just played 5 games in a row where you played the small knight, you don't want to play the small knight anymore,
Right.
or like the large knight or whatever. So you could just, change it up.
Yep.